This is the second part. I'm not able to continue the video dedicated to a very special friend of mine that decided to detach and finally allow his soul to be free. He had been for many years, and since I can remember, I've known him for give or take 30 years. His body was in such pain. He sold my business, a bobcat. The money for that bobcat was to pay the doctors that were going to perform a surgery on his spine. To make a long story short, the surgery did not go as planned. It left him suffering. It left him in such pain for the rest of his life. And he just passed away. He just croaked Sunday. Mr. Jones was an amazing man. Many would say, at your funeral, that's usually what everybody says. He had a lot of people at his funeral. And I know and I feel in my gut that not everybody was able to make it. Whenever this video is seen by those that knew Mr. Jones, Ronald Jones will know he not only loved nature, he survived in nature. He loved to fish. He loved to hunt. He loved everything. His death only means one thing. As far as I'm concerned, if you don't mind me giving you my opinion in this video, as I have made the choice to get his brother's authorization to make it in memory of this beautiful soul. He croaked. He detached. His soul decided to fulfill the mission on earth of being a good, kind human, because that's what human means, a kind man. He served so many people. If they needed lumber, they could get the most exotic, freshly cut boards at his mill. Even though this surgery, which I would call a medical malpractice, left him in so much pain that he never complained about being able to produce with Mother Nature, art, all those woods, all that lumber. You were to see his house in another video. I believe I have a couple videos that I took at his house. Some of it was last time that I saw him a couple weeks ago. And I know I don't need to apologize for going all over the place because there's so much to say about somebody that was my buddy. He was my brother. He was my amigo for so long. The bobcat that he sold us was supposed to have paid for the surgery to fix him, not to cripple him. But he never complained about that. He spent the rest of his days from sun up to sundown, milling all those beautiful logs, producing all those boards. Anybody that wanted the board that came from that sunk cypress, he was the man, him and his brother. There could have been many other people around. But you see the difference about Ronald Jones and Donald Jones is that they put the heart behind what they produced. Their soul was behind the love that they put into their work. They loved it so much that they could not turn you away from wanting to have his lumber. They produced the land many occasions. I went over there. I could not walk away without having something, having eaten at their table, having spent time with them in their house. And to be specific, the last time I went over there, I went to pick up a welding machine that he had as a gift for me. I picked some onions. I should have gone way before that because he had mentioned to me that he had a pipe bending machine that he wanted to get rid of, and I could have it. I got a little bit too busy and I missed that chance to have that machine. With this, what I am attempting to say to you is he was the richest man that I've ever met in my life. He was always finding a way to serve and give. His whole soul was so generous, so giving, so loving, no matter what pain he was. Now, the dog that he had, I know that dog is going to end up missing him a lot. And I would say the animals around, they're going to know exactly where he went. They're going to know and they're going to see that that vessel, the temple that he attempted to cure, to heal, and take care of, in the best way he knew how, as everybody makes their choices and how they want to live life in this human experience. That vessel is being put down to the ground today. But his soul is forever free and forever will live. I feel that this video, that is my desire for him to be remembered forever. I heard someone very famous the other day say, I am so tired. I'm so tired because while you are alive, everybody always wants something from you. And I know what's going to happen when you die. When you die, they're going to come and say all the nice things at the funeral. They're going to say all the positive things. Some will even fake it. And after the funeral, before too long, very quickly, everybody's going to continue on with their lives and forget about you. And I want my brother from another mother to be remembered. Uh, I want my brother, Mr. Jones, to be remembered forever for that vessel that he had in this human experience. He was a man that he would not hold back when he had to tell you the truth about something. He would lay it out to you without any hairs on his tongue. So we say, Latino culture, we say he had no excuses to hold back on what his true thoughts were. Well, now he can look at all of us. And most likely he's telling us, I am home. Probably trying to whisper in your ear and say, why are you crying? I told you I wanted to go. And I have gone home. Because home is that place where you have everything that you want. Just like that lie that he would end up being feeling better after the surgery. Held him in such pain all those years. There's also another lie about what is death to us? As if death is supposed to be the ending of something. Death is the completion of your mission on earth. The role that you chose to come and play. And Ronald Jones had a beautiful role to play. He was an example of a real man that knew how to produce the land, survive off the land. He could teach you anything. But now you're going to have to settle for just learning from Donald, his brother, his twin brother, and recalling his words just now from around an hour or so ago that I saw him. He said, I will never forget my brother. But I got to confess to you, he said, but now I'm going to find me a twin. And it's going to be a female twin, a señorita. That's how he says. He says it in such a beautiful way. He wants to find himself a love partner because his brother, in many of the conversations, and Ronald, I hope, and I know you would not take it against me by revealing some of our conversations that we had. Everybody knows that he tried to stay around as much as he could for his brother, for Donald. He did not want Donald to suffer his absence. And it is up to you, every one of you that sees this video, to make sure that this video will be shown the life of who Mr. Jones is. Because for me, he will always be. He did not exist. He exists now. He has existed and he forever will exist, forever will be. Among that lie that they tell you about death, some fear that they don't want to let go the material things or the money that they have because they can't take it when they die. The only thing that you end up taking is your soul. The only thing that you're able to take with you is your good deeds. And when you arrive to the other side, as I call the other side of the rainbow, what you get there is your linen cloth. According to all your deeds, all your good deeds. For some, it may not be much, but I assure you that for Ronald Jones, he is fully dressed like a king because he was an amazing man. He is an amazing soul, and that soul is over the rainbow. He found the way to make it there. He completed that mission. Now his whole being has become whole in that wholeness that we all search for. While we are on earth, we're in search of something. We feel in lack of something. And yet that lack of something, it only means that you don't remember just yet who you really are. You, me, and everyone around. We are a creation, a piece of art that we agreed to come here to remember, to be born, grow, learn the lessons, and every lesson would teach you that divine existence. On one end of the stick, there is dark, your perception, your beliefs. On the other end of the stick are your thoughts. And how many of you, how many of us allows the emotions in the middle to be calibrated, to be balanced with all those values, as my brother Ronald, my friend Ronald had. He was a man that he set his own rules because he had so many talents. And in order for him to be able to create and serve you, he learned humility, how to fear God, and serving humanity in the best way. But it had to be under his terms, his way, because there was no mediocre way for him to do things. I want, or should I say, I know Now that his vessel, his body is being put down on the ground. And in the previous video, you will see the beautiful box that they made for him. He's looking down at his body. And maybe now he's finally accepted that being at that paradise that he was promised, the land of milk and honey. There is everything that he ever wanted. He no longer has the pain. He no longer has to suffer the trauma that's malpractice surgical procedure left him. Stop, 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 sit, sit, Evie, sit, sit down, stay. Don't go over there, okay? I gotta adjust the strap because if I let this beautiful dog keep drag me around, stop, sit, sit. So instead of me having her on my hand, I got her on my waist. And I have my other hand free. So as I was saying, Mr. Jones, I hope now you will allow me to say something that I forgot. Gracias, Mr. Jones. Because your friendship and your human experience to me, it meant a lot. I was able to talk to my brother just about anything. Probably in the moments where I felt some sadness in my life, probably some frustration. You just received me in your house. You would tell me, you want anything, you go in the fridge, go serve yourself something. There's this and this and this and that cooked. Or I'm gonna be cooking in a little while. He held his tongue only a couple of times from people that would come into his house, eat and drink and sleep there and not do anything in return. I could see the look on his face. That's how much he loved people. He just gave. He just shared with everybody. Right now, his soul's probably bouncing around from one of your ears to the other and say, stop crying, because there is a lot of people that loved him, that loves him, that are gonna miss him. And I wanna close this video saying the following. What if you look at his death as he had to go because he completed his mission on earth. He came over here to catch up and play around a little bit together with you in the role that each one of you had. And that from now on, every time you think of him, act as if he is in another room You can't see his body. You can't hug his body. You can't hear his voice because he's in that other room. He's not far. His soul is close to you. That's the way we gotta look when we miss, when we love, when we get somebody to grow. They just move to another room. And a long time ago, I learned the meaning of missing. And let me see if I can recall correct. When you miss something, it's because you are unsure of yourself, of having the ability to be in possession of that something. And I want to assure you, everybody that met Mr. Jones, you can count that you should not miss him. He was your friend, he was your relative, he was that soul that came to love you, that came to assist you, to teach you, that came to share with you all those things that he shared with you. His soul is right around there, right there. Look for the signs around you. Talk to him. Remember, he's in the other room. Ask him, hey, can you give me a sign of this and this and this? You will be surprised how many signs he's going to give you. And I can understand it's going to be hard for you to hold your tears because nobody has taught us before that we're not supposed to cry for someone that has left because he never left. He just changed to another room. Death is the beginning of becoming wholeness, where the spirit becomes whole, where the spirit continues on living forever. And each one can choose what will that be? What will that experience be next? Yet, for all of us, some of you can be asking, what am I going to do without you? Like Donald can be saying that because for him right now, it's too fresh. The idea that he's no longer going to be able to hug his brother or hear him say, I'm in pain. I'm going to try and get some rest, even though I find no comfort in on any surface that I lay. My pain is so bad. I assure you, somebody has been lying to us about death. Somebody has been lying to us about medicine, about the cures for cancer, about the cures for all those different diseases. But that time it's drawing near. Mark my words, by the 2030, by the year 2030, many things would have come out to the light. By the year 2050, all of us will have very clear what kind of world do we want to live in? What do we want to do for future generations? Because Ronald Jones, one time he said, I can't believe this generations of today, these kids hanging on that phone, when I could have them here and teach them how to be a real man, teach them how to produce the land, teach them how to work the land so they can eat from it. Ronald Jones, he was the greatest lover of Mother Nature. He loved nature so much. Last time I saw him a couple weeks ago, He was telling me about the things that he had in his mind that he was going to plant. He worked on some green onions and he was showing me, if you do this, if you do that, those onions will keep going. Just don't do this and don't do that. And we both together, we picked an equivalent of probably over 2 pounds of onions. And I still have some because I took them and I dehydrated them. And he said, if you take them with, put them in your eggs in the morning and toss in there some oysters. Oh, that is the most delicious thing. So maybe you want to go ahead and practice. If you have not tasted, go ahead. And when you do eat that, lift it up to in front of you, whether you two hands open and say, thank you, Ronald. Thank you, God. Thank you, Mother Nature. For all the hands that had to do with producing the meal that I was able to prepare. Because believe it or not, more times than you can possibly imagine, we have forgotten our ancestors. To Mr. Jones, his nieces, his nephews, his grandchildren, he has become that ancestor. And if you were in his place, how would you like to have your story be remembered? Or would you like to be forgotten not soon after that? Because Mr. Jones, he left a big trail of how he collaborated. And he was able to assist this earth to be the way it is. The art that he assisted many people in being a co-creator, how much he gave to the land. And in the way that he took, he gave more and more. Now the question is, we are left, what are we going to do for those future generations that are coming after us? Some may choose to be not thoughtful about it, not care, but for the ones that do, you have money, you have a lot of material possessions, maybe find somebody that has that project that could assist the future generations in doing something productive, something positive. Because I know many people, including myself, I had wanted to come with Ronald and work on some of the furniture that he wanted to assemble and put together. And I was thinking, we could do this and that and that, not knowing that I was not going to be able to catch up with him and lay our ideas together and build something. But there is a lot of people out there. They have the talent, but they don't have the time. Or they have the time, but they don't have the money. Or they have money, but they don't have the talent. Or they have the talent and they have the time, but they don't have the money. It takes a team to create great things. In the case of my brother Ronald Jones, it only took him sun up until sundown. He would be creating art with nature. Nature was his faithful and loyal assistant. Many of us don't know that. Many of us don't value the fact that nature has assisted us from the day we were born until the day we croak. Now, for some time now, I began to remember to think each time I can think of, to think everything that I consume and try and keep it as natural as possible, because the biggest lie there is that we can continue surviving with all those chains that carry all those foods with additives, with things to preserve the food to make it last longer. For instance, there are two of them, one that has an inverted M and the other one that has a regular M on their name. How much longer are we going to become codependent and running away from producing our own food? Ronald Jones was a great example of that, of the fact that you can live off the land, you can eat naturally. And how many of you can doubt that the reason why he was able to tolerate such pain that he was going through was mainly because of his healthy way of eating, feeding from Mother Nature? Even if you have all the money in the world, you can buy yourself anything. You don't have to have anything prepared. But where are you getting your prime material, your prime goods, your healthy goods to nurture your body? Maybe today, tomorrow, next week, or next month, you can choose to begin to nurture your mind. Because not only we have to nurture our body with good food, but what are we nurturing our mind, our body? Because our soul is good. Our soul's mission is love. And Ronald Jones, he was a loving man. He was such a loving man. And I know he's here, he's everywhere now. He can jump around all over. And he would probably tell you, hey, everybody, guess what? I'm home and I'm discovering that there is many galaxies. That Earth, that I was not able to see Earth the way that I can see it from here, from being on the other side of the rainbow. That the universe is a whole different thing from what we were taught. And he's probably trying to knock on his brother's ear and say, hey, brother, maybe I can let you know this. Don't miss me. 'Cause I'm right here by your side, and I will always be by your side. It's just my vessel that you're laying down in that hole. But you know that served its purpose. From now on, I'm gonna be with all the people that I cared for, all those people that loved me, all those people that valued me. I will be with all of them at the same time because I have no limits. Being home makes me Mr. Jones, soul, a complete being, unlimited from what his desires are. Just like he would have wanted to have gotten married again. What if he's got the perfect mate there? And he has caught up with all the ancestors that he had lost. His father, his mother, his aunties, his uncles, his great grandparents, and the great 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 grandparents. Can you imagine what a blast he's having now? I want to conclude this video with this thought. I know, and in the knowing, I feel that I want to tell you this. Don't cry for Ronald Jones because he's having a blast. He does not want you to cry. He told you many times he wanted to go, that he couldn't find any comfort here, that he was ready. And he has already arrived home. And that home is the same home that you and I want. That paradise, that land that has been promised to us by the Creator, the land of milk and honey, where everything that you want to know, it's there at an instant. Where everything that you ever want, it's there at an instant. You don't have to work for it. You don't have to become a hoarder like some of us can choose at times. Hoard money, be a hoarder of material things, of land, while many people are dying of hunger. They don't even have a place to live. They're living in boxes. They're living alone. They're suffering. So after this day, after you hear this video, think, as I have a wish, and my wish is that people finally awaken to the truth that this nation, that this world needs to wake up and not see the cultural, educational, political, religious preferences and separate from one another, but on the contrary, embrace everything that each one holds dear. Do not judge. And follow on what a great man once said. Don't ask what the country can do for you, but ask yourself, what can you do for the country? As I asked Donald for the authorization to make this video, the first video, that I couldn't continue recording. So that's why I made the second video. I asked him, can I record one more show for your brother, Ronald Jones? he said yes. This is the last show. And I will download later on that show that he was in, where he was showing people where the nation saw him as one of the swamp men, people that know, that have knowledge of their swamps, of their gators. And we are very much known for that. State of Louisiana stands up high for the infinite amount of swamps, gators, alligators, fishing, and many other things. But now we add to that Mr. Jones, the lover of nature. I want to have a shout out to Matthew Hutchins. Hi, Matthew. TTV. C Money. Hey. Hey, back to you. Me, myself, and I. Hi. Back. Tennessee. You are at Pioneer Park. Let me respond this way. I am everywhere. Enjoy. Because my brother from another mother, he has found the freedom on the other side of the rainbow. Brian TL. Hello. So what do you think, young lady? May I say, Ronald had a lot of respect for his furry friends. Maybe I'll see about making a very special video of his house with his brother and some of the family around, and show you some of the talent that he had, because his talent was a lot. He was a king filled with talent. He had so much wealth. And like Jesus one time said, my kingdom it's not from this earth. When he was tempted up on the top of the mountain. And now Ronald can say exactly the same thing to all of you. He was a king. He had a throne here. He had many richness. But now he has all that he could have ever desired in the real kingdom, the kingdom of God, the kingdom of the Creator, where he will never experience loneliness. The thought of loneliness will never cross his soul, and it never did. It was just his vessel, his body, that temple that only narrowed down to his physicality senses, that lied to you, thinking, feeling that you were alone, but you were never alone. You always had a lot of love, a lot of loving beings all around you. But that's in the process of us remembering who we are. For those of you because this video will be seen by very few special people. Those of you that know exactly who you are. You know who we are, what are we doing here, and where we are. And we are not questioning nothing because our mission is unconditional. Because the love for each and every one of you, even though you're not awake yet, the love for us is unconditional. We are so loved with no conditions. We are the ones that allow those conditions to be a scapegoat because of this, because of that. Just because, allow yourself to be free, be enjoying, be happiness, and share the best of you. Like my brother. Gracias, Mr. Jones. Gracias. 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 What's up, baby? You want water?